Hey guys, how's it going? Ruben here from Themidnightgarage. The car looks a pretty bit more beat up than it did last video. Well, why? If you've read the title, you probably already know. I'm working on the wire tuck, and I figured I'm gonna make a video about that as well, since you already like the EF wire tuck one. So yeah, this one's not going to take as long as the previous one because this one's a whole lot easier. And also, since it's basically the same, I'll just refer to the other video and you can watch that instead. One quick update before we start. As you can see by me wearing different clothes, I did this video in two pieces. One I did a couple of weeks ago and the other one I did just now. Now, a couple of weeks ago I started this just after I did the EF wire tuck video. And well, now that I'm continuing, I've noticed that there's a lot of criticism on that video because I didn't have enough lighting. So now I've bought myself a proper light and that shouldn't be an issue anymore. But since I started the video without it and I'm not going to redo the wire tuck just to get some better lighting, some parts will have, well, most parts will not have good enough lighting, or at least meh lighting, and some parts will have good lighting, just so you know. The first step obviously is to remove the wiring. It starts here. Let's see if I can show it with a light. There we are. There's a plug there and it goes all the way in, and then there's a wire plug going in here and there, and then it follows all the way here until it reaches here the headlights. Then there's another side that goes from here and it goes all the way across the firewall, and let's skip to there real quick. And that goes underneath there, all the way through here, and then it comes out here. Here's the battery, at least that's where it's supposed to be, and then there's a wire loom going here. Well, just like with the last time, what I did was take everything out, put all the brackets out, and then pull everything in one piece, and then pull it all the way through, so that the entire wire loom is out. And you can see it here. I have to put the light back on because obviously I don't have enough light. At the moment we got the wire loom went all from there, and it's pretty much a mess, and it's all the way to there now. There's one loom going all the way up here, that's where the headlights are, and there's the same hole. I mean, you should check out the video with the EF, pretty much gives you an idea. It pretty much reaches until here, which as you can see is not far enough, so these need to be lengthened, but these are only 6 wires, so that's pretty easy. Could be harder. I have even better news for you. I've measured the length of this cable and I've matched with the length of this cable, and this one's already long enough to reach this end here. So the only wires you need to lengthen are the ones from the headlights, so only 3 wires for this side. Well, if you use my method, then the only wires you need to lengthen on this side are these 5, the ones from the headlight, and these extra ones, and then all the other ones you can route through here, and you should be done right away. Oh, and if you keep the stock washer in the stock location, then you also need to lengthen this, but I'm not going to do that because it's going to the back and I don't need that. Now, I'm going to move the battery to here from there, because then it's underneath this part, the front and radiator core support, or whatever you call it in English. And that way it's out of sight. If you look at it like this, you can't see it, and it's still in the engine bay, so you don't have to worry about getting like a gel battery or something. Now, fortunately, because the wiring because the wiring runs from there all the way up and goes this way, the wiring that went to the original main fuse box is just as long. So what I'm going to do now, you can already see it. What I'm doing now is pulling it all out, and then it's going with the other wires all the way through there, and then we have it long enough and you don't have to lengthen anything. I'm going to put a second negative lead from here to there, and then one for the battery, and then the only thing I need to do is make a wire that goes from here to the starter engine, which is over here. And I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. I'm probably going to lead it through there and then through there all the way to there. But I'm not pretty sure how I'm going to do that right now. Well, another great thing is that the original washers are hidden in this vent here. and I've took it off, and there was a small hole there, which it's too dark to see, but that doesn't really matter. There's a small hole there. I've put the washer hose plus the wiring from the wiper engine, put it through there so it's out of sight, because originally it went through this hole here. So yeah, it already looks a whole lot cleaner, and you know, that's probably what they have with the EF, because here in Holland we have to have the wiper motor on the car, and it's really something, it's tucked in the side. Like, oh, you know what? I can just well show you. It's tucked here and it looks ugly, you know. And with this model you don't really see it. Now you may have noticed that I've also deleted the wash fluid bottle, and it's not coming back. It's still allowed by law that I have to have it. But dun, 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 there's a second washer fluid bottle in the back, and I'm going to route the wiring from there, and I'm going to use like a T-piece like this that is going to connect both. So I have to put the rear wiper washer on to put the front wiper washer on. Well, then you still have this wire. This wire has to go all the way in there. And you have this wire stays in the engine bay, and you have one that comes from here and you have to connect it. And there's this small wire. You have to lengthen this because there's a ground point all the way up there, and you can connect it. Well, this is the wire you need to connect it to, and you have this one. This is the one I've talked about. That one needs to go back into the engine bay together with these two, because these two are connected to this one, and I like to keep this in the engine bay because it has very high current. And this you just need to connect up somewhere. It does not need to be grounded or anything, just make sure it's somewhere safe. And then the other wire, that's one I was just talking about, the 8-point, that's here, and you can keep it in the inside of the car. Then the final bits on the inside here. These two need to be one ground point. Well, you can use two, but having less is better. I am grounding this as well because it was grounded originally. I'm not sure if it has to be, but just to be sure, I'm grounding it somewhere high up in the dashboard. I've seen some nice places where you can tuck it away, and I'm going to do it there. Well, now that we're nearing completion, I can start talking about the final wiring. The ones from the battery. I am going to start from here, going to route it in front there, and then wire it all the way here. I'm going to cross it with these wires and then make it connect with the starter. The final trick I'm showing you guys today is where I've tucked my overflow tank. I've put it there. If you look like this, you can almost not see it, especially compared to the original location. There's a hole there, and I've tie wrapped it through there. You can also use a bolt, but then you have to take the headlight out, and I wasn't feeling like doing that. And yeah, that's pretty much the only thing. Well guys, now I can finally enjoy my freshly tucked engine bay. I'm really happy with the results. Well, obviously you can go a lot further than what I did. You can tuck the fuel lines, you can tuck the brake lines, you can get a nice tuck with the radiator hoses, and you can get like a backdraft carb or something to clean up a bit more even there. And then you can get a really, really, really clean engine bay. But for me, this is good enough. There's pretty much nothing left except for the main engine. And otherwise, I don't know, I personally, I don't like the bathtub idea when it's too clean. But yeah, I hope you liked this video. I hope it was useful. I hope the parts with the better lighting were at least good enough for you guys. Either way, leave some feedback, then I know that. Leave a like if you did, and if you want some more wiretech related videos, then watch the EF video, because I talk a bit more about soldering and stuff. And I've made a separate video about soldering as well, so be sure to check those out as well. Just to be sure. Well, thanks for watching, and see you guys next time. Bye!